Hey Taurus, my little Tauruses, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. I'm Nikita from Intuitive Guidance. If you are new here and this reading does resonate with you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button if you'd like notifications on when I post videos. Also don't forget to like, because that keeps the channel going, to comment, because I love reading your comments, and also I've got like a nice little community here, so when you guys talk and share stories, it really does help and it's heartwarming to see. So if you would like a personal reading more specific to your situation, then my website is in the description box below. If you click the link, it will take you straight there. Okay, so Taurus, I feel the theme to this reading is like something clicks with you guys, to like where you accept yourself, you appreciate yourself, and you value yourself. Because with Love Yourself First came out the Ace of Swords. So you got Love Yourself First and the Ace of Swords. I think that you were kind of like wondering, well, how am I supposed to love myself? What is it I should be doing that I'm not doing? How do I value myself? And then it's like something clicks. It's like you had the key all along to this lock, and you've been trying all sorts of different keys and the lock just wasn't coming undone, and it's just like, you know what, I kind of give up, I let go, I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to be doing here. And then you find this one key that was like in the most obvious place, and you're like, do you know, I'm just going to try this one, if it works it works, and it just like click, and it just clicks. I just feel like something clicks. That was the kind of image I had in my head. Sorry if I sound crazy, but the way I see things is it's like I have to try and explain it and articulate it. I'm not good at doing that. But the key was just always within it. Like, it's like you now understand to just have boundaries, to walk away when something's not serving you, to put yourself first before, you know, a loved one or something, you know, in appropriate situations. Of course, I'm not saying be selfish, but yes, sometimes you do have to be selfish, to, you know, to just literally know your worth. Is this something I want? Is this something I'd want for my sister, my mother, my daughter, my brother, my son? You know, it's the same. It's the same thing. You've learned not to compromise. You've learned not to settle. You've just kind of slowly kind of taught yourself, well, no, I feel like you're just finding it a bit easier to do that, because you're realizing how detrimental it was when you were just accepting things or saying yes, or, you know, or trying to be nice, but, you know, wanting to please other people, but in the end the result of that was you weren't the one that was pleased. You were the one that was maybe upset, or, you know, put out of made to go out of your way, or things like that. It's like you didn't really understand how detrimental that was to you, and it's like now you're kind of realizing, okay, you know, it's like you're not so afraid to say no. You're not afraid to say what you want, or what you value, or what your opinion is, or what you would like. So I feel like that's like a big theme for this month. You're really kind of learning about yourself and how to appreciate yourself and how to value yourself, which is really, 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 really good. So we've got memories of love. So there's someone in particular you are thinking about, I feel. You're looking back fondly on this situation. I feel like you may feel like there's some unfinished business. We're always looking back, to be honest, similar to Cancer. And I am like, I'm a flipping Taurus sun and a Cancer moon. So I am literally like, when it comes to love, like, you know, I was like the queen of looking back and leaving situations unfinished and coming back to them and going back and forth and moving forward, but not really moving forward because I'm still thinking about the past person, and it always seems so much sweeter, that past person. It's like I wiped away all the negative memories and just kept, you know, like it was hell, because I literally was destroying myself. So I now have to make a very conscious effort to see things realistically and to force myself to focus on the future and what I want, rather than what I had and what's lost and what's gone. And that might be something that you guys are doing, just being more conscious and aware of your thoughts. So we also got I accept my uniqueness, and I love this for you. I feel another example of me was, you know, and I'm growing all the time. I'm not saying I'm completely different now and I'm perfect or whatever, but this was another thing that I did. Like, I didn't accept my uniqueness, and I would literally be like, oh my god, her eyes are so pretty, did you see her eyes? Like, oh my god, her eyes are so big, why can't I have big eyes? My eyes are so small. Oh my god, did you see her figure? Oh my god, did you see, you know, like, it's like, oh, she has like the best lips or something, and never appreciating myself. And my mum would always kind of be like, yeah, and you have a really nice nose, or you have, like, you know, it's just like, you can do that, you can appreciate someone else, but, you know, appreciate yourself as well while you're doing that. Otherwise you're making other people inferior, you're making yourself feel inferior, you know, and you're putting yourself in a position of never being good enough. So I feel that's going to be something that's very much highlighted in the month of April and worked on. I feel like you're just going through this process of, like I said, just appreciating yourself, and all these little things are going to kind of click into place for you guys, and you're going to realize not to compare yourself to others. Like, you have your own things to bring to the table. So it says there is no competition and no comparison. Oh yeah, exactly. I feel like you guys aren't going to be comparing yourself. And look at the eyes, like the blue eyes, the green eyes, the turquoise eyes, and if you have brown eyes, so what? They're unique and they're nice in their own way. Do you know what I mean? It's not for you to kind of compare yourself and decide that somebody else looks better. And even if they are, you know, you might have, like I said, a nicer nose or nicer lips. So it says, for we are all different and meant to be that way. I am special and wonderful. I love myself. So the key here is not to, like, you know, obviously tear anyone down and be like, you know, well, I look better because, you know, in that kind of way, but just to also, just as much as you appreciate everybody else and you value them and you think, oh, she looks good or he looks good, to do the same for yourself, to realize that, you know, you have these, just because you spend every single day with yourself and you look in the mirror every single day and you know all your flaws as well as your nice bits, doesn't mean that, you know, you have the right to put yourself down or make yourself feel less than or compare yourself to someone who you think is better looking. So it's about accepting your own uniqueness and what you bring to the table, because we are all extremely different. All of us, none of us are the same. So accept your uniqueness. Okay, so we have let your friends help you with the Chariot card. I feel like this Chariot card is talking about, with the let your friends help you, is talking about you guys need to express yourselves to your friends more. So instead of trying to always control things and keep things to yourself and make out like, you know, not even make out, because I don't think you're doing it in a way to like deceive anyone, but stop, you know, showing everyone you've got it all together, you're holding everything, and stop trying to be so in control and, you know, like just like nothing's wrong or nothing's happened. I feel like you need to express more to your friends with what's going on, because they could be the person to help you, to give you that outsider's advice, the shoulder to cry on. I feel, don't hold back with that stuff. Don't feel too proud, because you never know what kind of advice someone could give you, and then it can completely, you know, allow you to see something in a different way. Because when you're in a situation, it's very different to when you are, you know, an outsider looking in. It's a lot, you could be a lot more objective. And I feel that just might be the case in this situation, that you're not always allowing people to help you, your friends or your family or whatever, and you want to like take the lead, take the rein, which is fine, but just always be open to other people, allow them to, you know, receive their help, allow them to help you. You don't have to be so proud. With playfulness, there was some kind of person I feel like you were involved with. Maybe you thought that, maybe you just got on with them quite well. It was very light-hearted, but in some kind of way, maybe they disappointed you or they will disappoint you. I don't think it's anything serious, but at the same time, I feel it would be a disappointment. It would just kind of be like, especially if you were kind of getting over somebody else, like you had this situation with someone else and you were getting over them, and you've now moved into a situation that and just decided to keep it light-hearted, and then you were disappointed, it's going to maybe kind of be like, what's wrong with me? Like, why do I attract these idiots? Or why do I attract people that act like this? Or, you know, and to be honest, I feel like it's just the person. I don't really think it's a big deal. I just feel it's that you didn't need it at this time. You just were already kind of trying to have a distraction for this other person. So for some of you guys, that's the case, and for others of you, it's that your heart is kind of closed off. There may be like someone that is trying to be playful with you, or is trying to be a little bit flirty, or you've just lost, it might be for some of you that you've lost that playfulness about you, that optimistic side, that light-hearted kind of side, just because of all the painful situations you've gone through. It kind of made you a little bit colder. I literally just heard "Have mercy on my," 50 Cent, "Have mercy on my soul, the day my heart turned cold." That song's called Many Men. Many Men. Yeah, so it's like, literally like, sorry, you caught me a few years ago, or you caught me like however many years ago, I would have been a lot softer, a lot warmer, but right now I'm a bit cynical. So try not to be too cynical. Try to remain optimistic, and don't tell anyone that you encounter, like, someone that you're getting closer to, as in, potentially a relationship, or someone that you just fancy or whatever, or you're getting to know. Don't like tell them about past situations and relationships. I think that you should keep things light-hearted. Don't, that's if they ask you, that's for something when you're like deeper in the relationship or something like that. You can like kind of say what you went through, but sum it up. Don't tend to harp too much on like what's happened and this person did this to me and that happened, and like no one wants to hear that. Even if this person is the most compassionate person, no one really wants to hear what you went through before you were with them, unless it's, like I said, in a kind of way where you're bringing it up in relation to something else, but you're keeping it brief and you're not getting too emotionally attached to the story, or you're not crying in front of them or something. Try to just keep that separate. That's like a turn off, I feel, for those of you that do that. Like, just start talking about things that happened with your exes or how somebody hurt you. Just keep it light-hearted and try and be more childlike. Don't let the burdens of things from the past have some kind of significance of today. You need to like let go of that. So let's move on to past life relationship. You've got the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Swords in reverse, which flipped in reverse. So I feel like there's someone that you are having a lot of difficulty in getting over, but you're also scared to reach out to them, or it's either you're scared to reach out to them, or you really just don't know what else you can do, because you've tried everything. So you feel like you were compromising yourself, you were putting yourself in a position where you were bending over backwards, and they weren't giving as much, or they weren't giving you what you wanted more than giving as much. They weren't giving you what you wanted, they weren't on the same page, and that was kind of stressing you out. You might have tried to be more strategic about it. You might have tried to distance yourself for a very short period of time, just so that they can, like, absence makes the heart grow fonder, that kind of thing, but they weren't like taking the bait. And it's like right now you're in a position where I don't know what else to do, I've run out of things to do. So I feel like you've left the situation alone. You just kind of let go a bit more, and you allowed the situation to naturally unfold whichever way it will, and you've just kind of decided that that's the way it's going to be. I feel like when you do that, and when you do decide, it's in the hands of God kind of thing, let it go, this person does come back in, because we have reconciliation here. We also have Death and the King of Swords. So I think this person, there's going to be some changes here. there's like an ending to the old way of, you know, the way things were. So it might be in a positive way, we'll see. It looks to me like it's going to be more positive. Or it could be definitely to an ending to them being so distant, with the King of Swords here. So we're looking at Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or like I said, it's just someone that was maybe being quite distant, and now they're going to kind of come in and not be so blocked off and cold and detached. Worth waiting for. So this is a person that you were waiting for here. They're going to be coming in with some kind of messages. It might be that you guys are messaging back and forth, or communicating back and forth. So it'll be like the communication will pick up again, basically. With unrequited love, I think again with this card up here, you're just really stressing, really worried, because you were waiting for, you know, you decided to let it go and let God. You decided to just not be so available, not be the one always communicating and stuff. And you're in the hanged man position, so it's like you were waiting and it didn't seem like they were coming forward. So for you it was like, well, maybe I got this all wrong, maybe they're not feeling the way that I felt about them. But I do feel this person does return, and it's a bit different. We went through the Love Yourself First card with the Ace of Swords. That's just talking about, like I said, it's like you're realizing now. This thing was a lesson, I think. You get like losing your mind over this, and you know, having all these great memories, but still at the same time, you know, wishing for this person back, waiting for this person, maybe comparing yourself, maybe not feeling good enough. But it's like this kind of led you to a point where when you left this situation alone, you realized how to love yourself. Like I explained in the beginning, which is like, as well, with chemistry and the Seven of Wands, it's like, the same kind of scenario. Like you're feeling like, yes, I might have chemistry with someone, yes, it might feel good, yes, it might feel right, yes, it might be like magnetic, I might be really drawn to this person, but you know what, I'm going to decide now that I'm going to have boundaries, and if they don't stick around, then they were never meant to be. But I'm going to create these boundaries, and these boundaries are going to go up, and you know, I'm going to be somewhat defensive, not even defensive is the wrong word, like I'm going to be somewhat like I'm going to have a criteria, I'm going to have my boundary set, the compromise isn't going to be like me compromising myself, it's going to be, you know, we compromise to get to a place where we're both happy, with that decision, rather than me just always being the one to decide, you know, or you, should I say, being the one to decide that we're just going to do what you want, or do it your way so you're happy. No, you've decided that this is how, like I said, how you love yourself, how you show this other person that you know your worth and you're aware of your worth. You're just going to be, you know, without coming across aggressive or anything like that, it's just going to be like, this is where, you know, this is where my boundaries are, and they're not going to change for anyone. If you come in and you can't meet that criteria, then I guess it wasn't meant to be. And you're going to find it a bit easier to just let things go that aren't meant to be, rather than holding on to it and like I said, bending over backwards to suit the situation, because it doesn't get you anywhere anyway. So I think that's what you're going to kind of be realizing. And the Ace of Pentacles to me is like, and then we've got the Devil at the bottom, it's like you were chained and tied to this negative thinking about yourself, or this feeling that you weren't enough, or this feeling that it's going to go wrong because, and then with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like this new way, this new vision, and just like seeing yourself as this coin, like this is what I am worth, this is who I am, I am valued, I am of value. Like it's just this whole new way of seeing yourself. And I feel like this situation made it better for you, because it's like you realize that although with all the stressing and all the things that you've done to get this person, and all the games you had to play, or all the ways you had to stay passive or suppress yourself as a human being, or compromise and things like that, it didn't work. The best thing that you could have done was just decided that I'm going to let this go. If it's supposed to be, it will be. If it's not, it's not. I've put the work in. Whatever they decide to do next will be what it is. And then that actually worked. That's when this person has come back and put in the effort, or wanted to, you know, move forward. And I think you're going to realise that, and it's just going to be a big lesson for you. So it was more the fact of the lesson than the actual relationship. Just accepting yourself for who you are. Okay, so let's do an outcome. So the outcome is King of Wands. So some of you are dealing with a fire sign, or someone's about to take action and come and reconcile with you for the month of April. By you walking away, it's giving them something to think about. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards. By you walking away, it's giving them something to think about. Maybe like, do I want this person out of my life? Did I maybe not? Did I undervalue this person? I think I might have made a mistake here. I think I actually feel more about this person than I thought I did. Whatever the person is thinking is kind of is positive, but it's kind of like you've given them that space to you were always available, you were always too much there, it was too easy for them. Sometimes you've got to make someone miss you, you've got to keep them on their toes, you've got to make them feel like, you know, it's more of a challenge. Sometimes guys especially have to have that fear of losing you, have to have that thing where they feel, you know, if this person wasn't in my life, how would I feel? It's kind of like absence make the heart grow fonder. But I think in particular with this person, especially if they are a fire sign, then they tend to kind of when it's not a challenge anymore and it's just easy, it doesn't feel so satisfying for them. It's like they're not sure if it's enough. But by you walking away and kind of gathering yourself and gathering your self-respect and things, it's made the situation more balanced. I feel like this was a lesson because we have Temperance here. It was like patience was one of the lessons, but also to just control as well. I feel like control was one of the things. Don't try and control it, to just let go and let God. And obviously the main one was the self-love and the self-respect and understanding it, not just, you know, saying, oh, you know, I'm going to love myself some more. Actually understanding it and really connecting with yourself and appreciating yourself and taking a step back from the situation so you can actually see what's going on, rather than trying to manipulate the situation into the way that, you know, you would like it to go and the way you think is best. Or like I said before, being too passive to a point where it's like that, you know, you need to have your say, you need to have your input, you need to be feeling good too. But lovely, the Ace of Cups. So I think there will be a new beginning with this person. I think continue with what you've been doing in terms of putting yourself first and things like that, because you don't want to lose that again. That's what I'd watch out for. Make sure you don't lose this new attitude that you've had, where you look, the Nine of Pentacles, where you're fully capable on your own, standing on your own 2 feet, looking and feeling good, and feeling like it's okay to be you. You're happy to be you. It's okay to like what you've achieved. You don't feel with the Nine of Pentacles. Maybe you sometimes felt like not like you weren't enough, but maybe for this person it started to feel like that, because this person seemed, the more they like seemed to have been losing interest, was the more you kind of clung on. But it's like now you're in a different space, I feel. With the Nine of Pentacles are the outcome, you're in a good space. Your finances may be good as well, with the Three of Pentacles and then the Nine of Pentacles. Looks like maybe you'll be building something with this person as well. Like trying to build something solid and stable with this person. See, there was definitely lessons to learn. Look what came out. The Hermit and the Justice card. So you've had that time on your own, both major arcanas as well. You've had that time on your own. You've had that deep introspection. You've learned the lesson that you've needed to learn, or the lessons. You've seeked what you need to have found, and you have found the truth in this situation. It's like the lesson has been learnt here with the Hermit, and it was like maybe a lonely road, a long road. It was some kind of deep introspection. The journey's never complete. You haven't, completely found your way and mastered everything, but you're in a much better place, and you needed to take that time on your own for the scales to be balanced, for the justice the lessons to have been learnt, for you to come back to a place where you are more in a line, I feel, more in a line with yourself, more in a line with source, connected, feeling like somebody. Like, I am somebody and I matter too. My thoughts matter too. What I want matters too. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting, like you're fully understanding that now. Because everyone's intentions and goals is to be happy. So what's the point in having a relationship and not feeling lonely? So it's like, I've got someone, great, I'm not on my own, but then you're not happy. What's the point in that? Everyone's intention, and everyone does things in order to be happy. That's what we're trying to strive for. So I think you're understanding that now, to be honest. If I'm not happy, what's the point? So you're going to do what makes you happy. You're going to do more things that make you happy. You might even take up activities or things that just make you happy, that make you feel good. And that's the most important thing. So Taurus, I hope that reading did resonate with you. It might have been quite specific for some of you in terms of the love story, but I do feel for a lot of you that someone will be coming back, and that your lesson has been, like, you've understood, and you're in a different place, like I said. So if you like a personal reading that's more specific to your situation, then, as I said in the beginning, the link to my website is in the description box below. And guys, don't forget to please like, share and comment, because it helps the channel, and I'll speak to you guys soon. So take care, Tauruses, and sending you lots and lots of love.